Alright, game number 3 between ZombieGrub and Nathanias. Nathanias with a nice Cyclone push in the previous game. What do you think would be the best choice against this? Like, surely just tanks, right? Just
yeah, I think one tank kind of shuts it down.
Just
because
what?
Cyclones, one tank kind of shuts it down. Yeah, I think so. Because it dies, like, I mean, if you just have a lone tank, no. But if there's some units in front of it, I think it should be fine. Because Cyclones are such low HP after the patch. They only have 120 live HP, so I don't know. I feel like that could be... I feel like Nathanias won't do it on this map, though. The map is a lot longer, so that the push will hit later as well. The barracks might not make it there in time.
By the way, you have a very interesting looking room, if I might say. You know, like, people always give me a hard time for, like, the messy clothes behind me and stuff on my closet, but then I see your room, I'm like, yeah, no, it's not so bad, you know, my setup.
Could be worse. Yeah. Could be worse.
It's... As far as openers go, we don't have a gas for Nathanias. He's a man of many build orders. You might not think so when you see him play the first time. You'll be like, oh no, he's one more of these guys that just gets done turrets, camps, and get BCs. But no. He can play many different builds. He's a crafty guy, Nathan.
Yeah, I must say that I'm kind of familiar with TVT builds, but I don't think I've ever heard anyone speak about this. Because this is a build that they used to do in wings, basically. Just a gasless CC orbital before the command center, then going into double gas. And I guess the only thing you can... I guess in TVT, the only thing you can really do is just add a factory as soon as possible. So we see... that is what we see, actually. But in my head, there are some things which would be hard to defend with this. Or perhaps there are things that would be hard to defend... and then you kind of need to over-defend ahead of time. So, for example, we see the bunker already being built, which kind of cuts into the build order of the Terran. So maybe in the end, it's not that much of an economical opening as it should be, because you already need to take all these precautions.
ZombieGrub hasn't had much... Oh my god, what did I do? Oh! Oh, okay, I got worried for a... I pressed the hotkey. What happened just now, you know?
It's the B. You press the B.
Oh,
you
okay.
go back 10, 15 seconds.
I got so worried. Okay, I need to be careful, because B is next to V. I should have unbinded this. And V gives vision, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I thought we were going all the way back. That would have been bad. I remember when this happened in WCS?
Sorry?
Remember when this happened in WCS, like I rewinded the whole replay.
Wait, you rewinded a replay in WCS?
Yeah, I was... No, it wasn't like a live game. I was supposed to be doing replay analysis, and I pressed the hotkey, and by accident I rewinded the whole replay. And then I was like, Le Todd is le idiot. So sick, man. Can be a little bit clumsy sometimes. Need to be careful with these. I definitely need to unbind... I think maybe like B and the total rewind thing. But anyway, Nate now with the starport on the way. A little bit of chatter, by the way. He admitted to watching ZombieGrub stream and leveling up through it. I don't know if he's like trying to say that, you know, he knows how she plays maybe a little bit, but it kind of comes off as that.
Trying to get into her head a little bit, yeah. 30C on the way for Nate right now. Does he always play mech? I think so, right?
I think for the most part, probably. Like, I feel like if you train a style a lot, it's definitely better to be going for it like most of the time. By the way, like, these colors should not have been allowed. Like, it's so hard to see who's who. Like, one plays with teal and one with green. I'm gonna be talking to our admin after this. From now on, it's red and blue.
2 colors are allowed.
Isn't it in WCS? Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, it's red blue. Look at this. Just have a look at Nathanias' supply block.
Oh god.
This is absolutely beautiful. It's been going on for 10-15 seconds, so I just like to point everyone's attention there.
Ah, finally, there it is.
Making sure that the people know.
Wait, can't you see? Isn't there a hotkey to see that? Like how long you've been supply blocked? You know about this one?
I do not know about this hotkey, but
I'll just zoom in on the starports and factory that we're not building units for a minute. Funny enough, I think the CC unblocked him a little bit.
Yeah, that's the goody way to do it, isn't it? Just wait for your command center to finish and then you'll have plenty of supply.
So somebody clip this, and then the next time Nate talks about somebody being supply blocked mid-cast, just spam this in the chat. Don't spam memes, just spam this clip. Whoa! High sec auto tracking?
Yeah, I guess he really wants his turrets to have the 1 extra range.
I feel like we should get Nathanias sunglasses, and then in each aisle or like each glass, it's this sign, the high sec auto tracking. He's like ready for the defense. Turrets everywhere.
That shouldn't be too hard to make. I think if you get a little crafty tool over the weekend, perhaps you can get those glasses ready for him.
Alright, yeah, double armory actually here for some heavy upgrades from Nathan. How do you like Ravens currently in the game?
I think they're pretty powerful. I mean the anti-armor missile is always very good.
But they can't really be massed anymore, right?
Yeah, they can't really be massed. But
yeah,
I
which
think
is a good
having
thing.
1 or 2 is very powerful in an army. The interference matrix I think is used very much in TVT because you can disable tanks for 8 seconds. So if you have 2 Ravens and you just fly into like a tank line, you can just disable like 3-4 tanks pretty easily, even if you only have 100 energy on each Raven. And yeah, I mean that's pretty powerful if you're trying to push into something.
Is that armory actually gonna die?
Nah, there's no way, right? No. The Ravens come to the rescue. Cyclone is there as well, so this should not die. A couple of SFVs come in to repair in time as well, so absolutely fine.
That was scary for a second. Nathan pumping out some Hellions for now. Damn, ZombieGrub is actually pretty good with those Banshees as well, flying around the whole place while she's getting bio. I think it's pretty clear by now that, you know, this is a classic matchup of bio against mech, where both players can have their style. We are at the pre-masterate period in the game, by the way, right now. Oh my god, there's a hidden expand on the left. I didn't even see that.
I did not see that either. That's his fort base as well.
That color resembles like the color minerals on the minimap. Maybe that's why. It's excusable.
We'll blame it on that. Yeah, it really is excusable.
Maybe that's his strat. He picks this color and then he makes hidden expos everywhere. Somebody sees them, it's like, oh no, it's just minerals down there.
Just a big patch of minerals on my 5th base. Ah, here come the turrets. I think if ZombieGrub would have committed to the drop into the main, perhaps he could have done something, but Nathanias right now is back on track, getting 2 turrets in the main. And of course with that high sec auto tracking, they should be able to cover a decent amount of space. Once again though, just like in game number 1, we see a big supply lead here for ZombieGrub. Relatively fast already. And I would love to see her do what you suggested in game 1, where she just keeps expanding all over the map.
Yeah.
And there's 2 reasons for that. 1, because you want a lot of money. And secondly, because if she would do that, she would probably find the hidden expo from Nathanias.
Yeah, so ZombieGrub saw all of the factories, the double armory that she had already seen, so like, I mean, she knows it's full mech mode right now for Nathanias. But yeah, it's funny that actually, like, why would you take the 4th there, or like the hidden base there, instead of the one like just below? Because surely when ZombieGrub takes a 4th, or a 5th, it might be this one.
Yeah, or just drops.
But I love, by the way, how it's just 1 CC and 1 SCV, like... It's almost like, why wasn't this an orbital or a PF? It's almost as if like this was here to buy some time. If only there was tear and recall.
You can't recall buildings though, so I think that would have helped a lot.
Maybe she means he would have recalled his entire army.
Recall 5 tanks.
No, the army of Nate not looking that bad despite the supply being quite a bit ahead for ZombieGrub right now. ZombieGrub's macro has actually been really good.
Yeah, she actually is on point. The only thing that's lacking a little bit is the upgrades. I feel like 10 minutes in game, we could have been very close to 2 finishing already, but it's just starting right now. She's pretty good at having 2 armies on the map though, making sure that Nate can't expand too fast, putting pressure at 2 sides at once. And there's actually a drop heading into the natural base right now. And there's not a turret where she is going. Oh, wow. She's flying straight to the main.
Damn, she sneaked right in there. I'm surprised there's no turret there. Like, at least on the complete right-hand side of that natural.
Yeah.
And that's gonna keep Nate busy. He has to go back with some of his units from the third base there. Scans the army of ZombieGrub there to make sure he doesn't get attacked. And ZombieGrub's gonna set up another siege on the top right-hand side, most likely with more forces headed there. Auto turrets being used. This is gonna be defended in the main base, but not before losing some SCVs. And in the meantime, ZombieGrub
look at the drop on the third.
Oh my god, ZombieGrub! With a massive bold move here, dropping on top of the tanks, knowing that a lot of these units were going to be missing, and in the main base, actually one of these tanks survived with 3 hit points.
Yeah, it looked very promising, but then in the end they didn't do that much, and I actually feel like this was a great trade for Nathanias, honestly. He was down like 60-70 supply before this, then the drop in the main happened, lost 9 SCVs. And then all of a sudden now ZombieGrub is a lot closer in supply to Nathanias. And I kind of like Nathanias' army as well. +2 is almost done for him. He has a couple of Ravens, so in case ZombieGrub opts for tanks, he can disable them. And of course, anti-armor missile is always good to have against Bio. So I feel like if Nathanias can just get past the 150 mark with his supply, he's going to be absolutely fine. But
yeah,
until then, I think he's going to... It's going to be a bit dicey for him, because his tank count isn't big enough to truly defend 2 areas at the same time. Right now, his fort, I think, is kind of properly defended with 5 tanks, but not all of them are siege.
Oh god. ZombieGrub actually goes for it. Raven might need to use the Ravens to drop some auto turret. Oh, one of the Ravens actually dies very early, and the PF was not ready yet. ZombieGrub hitting a fantastic timing here. Just like in game number 1 on that 4th base, just before it was going to be ready. Enough for this. I actually thought there was enough as well.
Yeah, but 4 of the tanks weren't siege, so... I mean, unsieged tanks aren't that powerful. And Nate wasn't in time with the auto turrets or with the anti-armor missile, so... He basically had 30-40 dead supply hanging over there. And he already was down in supply, so good trades by ZombieGrub. Nate once again losing 9 SCVs, and I feel like this has been pretty much the story of this series. Whenever Nate just... It seems like he's about to stabilize, and then he loses another 10 workers, loses 2-3 tanks. And he never really gets past that 140, 150 supply mark, where the meching Terran does start feeling safe. ZombieGrub once again moving into the 3rd base, takes out a tank. Some decent splits, takes out all 4 tanks actually.
Yeah, this command center feels like it should have been a PF here. On the 3rd base, the one at the front. Kind of weird that it wasn't. Having to land the Vikings now is Nathan. But the tanks are already dead. He has nothing to shoot here in the back. By the way, check Nate's vision. He's playing with his own announcer. Own announcer, own portraits. That guy's a poster of himself in his bedroom. Damn, the supply falling rapidly. And ZombieGrub... Oh, it says best of 1, my bad. ZombieGrub still sieging. She did so well this game. I'm very impressed with ZombieGrub. And like I said, macro-wise, never really floating that many minerals. She spends very consistently. Now we're getting advanced ballistics, +3 attack as well. And Nate, the 3rd base is going to collapse, and I think we did the game.
Yeah, this has got to be it, right? I mean, Nate on 80 supply. He's trying to get another 3rd base mining, but SCV count is too low. Is not starting +3 attack upgrades for his tanks either. And here comes ZombieGrub with the drop on top of the tanks, and I don't
dunking on that nerd. Dropping on top of the tanks, and Nate's just down to his last few units. 36 army against 75 ZombieGrub on 5 bases in the meantime against Nate, kind of trapped on 3 bases now. Finally a planetary fortress will complete on his 3rd base, but I mean, feels like too little too late. Where were his upgrades? He actually completed 2-2, oh my god. Again, it feels like ZombieGrub basically closed out the show by killing the 4th base at the exact time she needed to, and if she didn't, she would have been in big trouble, because Nate was actually upgrading a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. And it feels like ZombieGrub's transitions behind it aren't as quick as they should be, and her eco isn't as big as it should be either. So I feel like a lot of it is really relying on taking down that 4th base. And I mean, credit to her every time she has been able to do it, so can't really blame her for sticking with the plan.
Damn, planetary fortress shoots so far.
Yeah, The high sec auto tracking.
It's so insane. Like it's, oh my god. I actually think like maybe Nate should have delayed the taking of his, because like ZombieGrub's committing a lot to these attacks, I think, regardless. So maybe if he delayed the taking of that 4th base and obviously needed to be sieged there, he might have been able to kind of hold on and take this into a longer game with like very well upgraded units. But credit to ZombieGrub for attacking at the exact right time, applying pressure, attacking in multiple places, and just playing a beautiful TVT.
Yeah, I mean, Nate is still trying, but it's gonna be a rough one. I like what he's doing though. He's not trying to take a new fort. He's just like, all right, I got my planetary, I got my tanks. I'm in position.
I got his tank, in fact. It's only one. On the high ground. The second. Yeah, they come too late, I think.
Yeah, that should be it now. With 3-3, or actually 3-2 on those Marines and Marauders. Kill the tanks real fast. And ZombieGrub says, you know what? I'll just walk past the planetary, go straight into your natural, kill a couple of SCVs there, kill your Ravens, kill your Vikings.
Yeah, ZombieGrub traded really well this game. Resources lost just a slight difference, which, I mean, when you play bio, you can definitely expand a lot more units towards trading against the mech units. Not any medivacs in this army, but not going to be needed. ZombieGrub with the 2-1 victory here.